Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. A large-scale Russian drone and missile attack has damaged power facilities in 8 Ukrainian regions, causing blackouts and forcing nuclear power plants to cut power output. Officials and the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, said Russia has intensified its attacks on Ukraine's energy sector and infrastructure in recent weeks, targeting power stations and railway hubs as winter deepens and the war approaches its 4th anniversary. There was no breakthrough in US-brokered talks this week aimed at ending the conflict. Qatar's Prime Minister, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, has said that negotiations on consolidating the US-backed truce in the war in Gaza are at a critical moment. He said mediators are working to force the next phase of ceasefire forward, adding that a ceasefire cannot be completed unless there is a full withdrawal of the Israeli forces. Until there is stability back in Gaza, people can go in and out. Talks on achieving the next stages of US President Donald Trump's plan to end the 2-year war in the Palestinian enclave have been ongoing. US President Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, has held productive talks with Ukraine's senior negotiator, Rustem Umerov, in Miami over the past 2 days. US officials said Witkoff and the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, met with Umerov and General Andrei Hnatov, Ukraine's military chief of general staff, for what both sides called constructive discussions on advancing a credible pathway toward a durable and just peace in Ukraine. At Friday's meeting, Umerov underscored that Ukraine's priority is to secure a settlement that protects its independence and sovereignty, ensures the safety of Ukrainians, and provides a stable foundation for a prosperous democratic future. The United States wants Europe to take over the majority of NATO's conventional defence capabilities, from intelligence to missiles, by 2027, a tight deadline that struck some European officials as unrealistic. The message was conveyed at a meeting in Washington this week of Pentagon staff overseeing NATO policy and several European delegations. In the meeting, Pentagon officials indicated that Washington was not yet satisfied with the strides Europe has made to boost its defence capabilities since Russia's expanded invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Australia has imposed financial sanctions and travel bans on 4 officials in Afghanistan's Taliban government over what it said was a deteriorating human rights situation in the country, especially for women and girls. Australia's Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, said the officials were involved in the oppression of women and girls and in undermining good governance or the rule of law in the Taliban-run country. Wong said in a statement the sanctions targeted 3 Taliban ministers and the group's Chief Justice, accusing them of restricting access for girls and women to education, employment, freedom of movement, and the ability to participate in public life. Russian President Vladimir Putin has offered India uninterrupted fuel supplies, eliciting a cautious response, even as he and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi agree to expand trade and defence ties between countries with decades-old ties. But New Delhi is also in talks with the US on a trade deal to cut punitive tariffs imposed by President Donald Trump on its goods over India's purchases of Russian oil. India's energy imports are expected to fall to a 3-year low this month, following US tariffs and sanctions. Russia has said it wants to import more Indian goods in an effort to grow trade to $100 billion by 2030. US President Donald Trump has been named the first winner of FIFA's newly created Peace Prize, receiving the award at the 2026 World Cup draw in Washington. FIFA cited his exceptional actions to promote peace and unity, while Trump claimed he has saved millions of lives and called the world a safer place. The ceremony included a medal, certificate, and praise from FIFA President Gianni Infantino. Israel's cabinet has approved the 2026 state budget, lifting defense spending to $35 billion. The plan now moves to Parliament, where deep divisions inside the ruling coalition could complicate approval. The government says the sharp increase reflects the financial strain of the Gaza war and recent ceasefire deals. Sweden has decided to phase out development aid to 5 countries and redirect the funds to Ukraine. According to Minister for Foreign Trade Benjamin Dusa, the government plans to increase aid to Ukraine to $1.06 billion by 2026, freeing over $200 million in the next 2 years for reconstruction projects, particularly in energy infrastructure. The countries losing aid include Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Mozambique, Liberia, and Bolivia. Iran has fired ballistic and cruise missiles in the Gulf as part of a 2-day military exercise to counter foreign threats. Over 300 missiles and drones struck simulated targets as Iran's Revolutionary Guards Navy showcased AI readiness and naval strength. Earlier, Iran held an SCO anti-terror drill in its northwest, sending a message of both deterrence and regional coordination. Meanwhile, the 2026 World Cup will kick off on June 11th, with joint hosts Mexico playing South Africa at the Azteca Stadium, followed by South Korea against a playoff winner. Mexico's co-hosts, the United States and Canada, will join the biggest ever World Cup party the following day. The US got a dream draw and will play Paraguay, Australia, and a playoff winner. Canada, also a top seed, despite a world ranking of 27th, have it tougher against a playoff winner, possibly Italy, Switzerland, and Qatar. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.